Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you, Brother Nash? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman who is staying here in Harare, but there was a time that I used to stay in Botswana, then I went to South Africa. Oh, I wish I had never gone to South Africa, because when I was in South Africa, that was when I started uplifting all of my relatives. Anyone who did not have a license, I made sure that I worked hard and sent them money, and then they would go and get their licenses. They got trained and then they became professional drivers. So at that time, the spirit of jealousy had not yet enveloped my heart. I was still a good woman, still going to church. But as human beings, we do change. At that time, I was happy to assist all of my relatives because I felt like I was the one who had money in the family, since I was the only one who was working in a foreign country and they all relied on me. I thought that it was forever going to be like that, and I was able to command respect in the family. I would tell people to do whatever that I wanted them to do. But when I took my brother's sons so that they can come to South Africa and work, that was when I found out that I had made the biggest mistake and error of my life, because when they came, they got married to their women, and those women, they started disrespecting me, and I was like, these young women, do they even know that it is I who made it possible for them to live the life that they are living? That was when I said, let me bewitch these people, because they are ungrateful. Even my own brother, since he saw that his sons, they were now working, getting a lot of money, working as truck drivers, he also started hating me and forgot about me. And then that was when the witchcraft in the family began. And I've been keeping this secret for so long, and it haunts me each and every day. I remember the day that I walked into the shrine of a witch doctor when I had returned back home. I never thought that my life would come to this, a moment where I, a woman who was once considered by her relatives as someone that is kind and loving, would seek to destroy another person's life, especially my brother's son, the one who had married a very beautiful woman that I hated a lot because of the things that she was saying about me. It all began when my nephew, whom I called Tinashe, he had always been quiet, hard-working type, and nothing flashy about him. For years, I was happy as he was struggling to find steady work, taking odd jobs here and there, never quite making enough to be comfortable. All that changed when he got a job as a truck driver. Suddenly, his life turned around. He became like the person who was now controlling the family. He started sending money home, he bought a car, and even began building a house for his parents. Everyone was praising him. My brother, his wife, even the village elders who never had paid much attention to him before. That was when the jealousy crept into my heart. You see, life was not kind to me after Tinashe had found a job. It was like he had stolen my luck. And for a while, I actually believed that he had done some rituals to steal my luck, because when I was still working in South Africa, a lot of white people, they loved me. Each and every year, there was this other white couple that I used to work for. So they will just say, we are going to give you almost everything in their house, from the couches, the TVs, your microwaves, everything, those small little things. Then I would send those properties back home. But the moment that Tinashe found a job, and I struggled because my boss then told me that they were going to Australia. And from there on, for me to get like a permanent job, it was a hassle. I was the one who was now living on odd jobs. And the more that I thought about it, the more that I got convinced and I wanted to stop him. I needed to take what I felt was rightfully mine. That was when I made a decision to visit a witch doctor. This witch doctor, he was someone who was known in that village for his powerful and dangerous magic. I chose that witch doctor because he did not know me, and in that village where I went, people did not even know me. Most of the people that I found at his place, they told me that he is a man that was feared by many, and a lot of people were coming to him seeking his help when they needed something, like those secret special charms when you went to bewitch someone at work or wherever. And at that time, when I was at his compound, even though I did not want to do this, but I said that I wanted my brother's son out of the picture. I wanted to see the look of sadness on his wife, since the wife was now driving a very beautiful car there in South Africa. When my time came, I went into the consultation room, and then the man asked me and he said, "What do you want?" And I hesitated for a moment, but the bitterness in my heart pushed me forward. And I said, "I want you to make my brother's son to disappear. He's a truck driver in South Africa. He is too successful. It was all because of me. I was the one who sent him the money so that he can do his learner's license. And after that, I sent him the money to do the license and the passport as well. I want him gone. I want him gone." And that traditional healer nodded slowly, as if he had heard requests like mine 100 times before, and he said, "It can be done." He said, "It can be done." I agreed without hesitation, not caring about the price. All that I wanted was for this young boy to be taught a lesson, to die, so that the wife can struggle. And at that time, that was when he started to prepare the rituals, gathering strange items, some that I could not recognize, bones, powders, and herbs. And he pointed at this other wooden doll and said that that was one of his many tokoloshes. And he instructed me to stay quiet and to follow his lead. As he started chanting, he kept on speaking with his ancestors, as well as calling upon my ancestors, those ones that died with a lot of sins, those that were evil-hearted. They were the ones that were supposed to come and take over, to cause Tinashe to have an accident and to die in that accident there in South Africa. Indeed, I felt that there was a spirit that came and entered into my heart, for jealousy had consumed me. But what I did not know was that this young man, he was no ordinary man. He was not just a truck driver. He was also a prayer warrior. From a young age, I knew that he was going to this other Pentecostal church when they are praying. So he would go there, and we thought that it was all about giving money to the pastors. He would spend hours in prayer, fasting, and trusting in God. And on that day, whilst we were busy with the ritual, I was then told by the witch doctor that there was a problem with the ritual, so we needed to wait for the evening. So we waited, and in the evening, I was then called again into the consultation room. When I went there, that was when we continued from where we had left off. And then there was something that happened. All of a sudden, a bright light appeared in the corner of the room, growing stronger and stronger until it filled the entire space. It was as if the heavens had opened up, and a powerful angel. I saw an angel as dark as I am, but he was wearing shiny clothes that were white in color. The traditional healer fell to the floor. Those wooden dolls, they were falling all over the place. Everything was being broken by that angel, even though he was not physically breaking them. I was frozen in place, unable to move. Me and that Sangoma, we were both caught up in a trance, in a vision. With a single gesture, the angel struck that traditional healer and he fell to the ground. And then the vision ended. The traditional healer woke up, but when he woke up, he had a limp. He was limping. And 2 months later, this traditional healer died from a rare disease. And at that time, that was when I saw that indeed I had sinned and God had intervened. From there on, up until this day, even though I still have so much bitterness in my heart, but I have so much respect for these so-called Christians. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was forwarded to dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister, hoping that you were able to understand that translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.